When I replaced my tail light on my 2005 F-150, I noticed that the broken tail light has a small compartment here in the bottom that's not used. This is just for reflective purposes only. So it's got the backup light here, the reverse light, and then the tail light, brake light, turn signal up here by itself. So brake light and turn signal, the backup light, and then it's got this unused space. So I'm going to use that space and add an additional bulb for an additional stoplight. I'm going to add a pigtail and add another LED bulb down to this lower compartment here. Right now it's got a hole here, and the new one, it's covered up. It's got a piece of tape over it, but there's no additional holes besides this mounting location where the screw goes through the sheet metal, and then this hole. But that's not a good hole because the sheet metal of the truck is right here. So it either needs to be up here or down here. I think I'm going to put it down here so that when it's in the truck, it goes down into this cavity. So it's not interfering when you pull out the tail light, it's not interfering here, but it's down here. So you pull the tail light back and then you have to lift it up and out. I think will work. So I'm going to position my socket here on the bottom. Here. So I'll leave a little bit of a gap. Position it right there. So let me mark it. I'm going to mark it. Drill a pilot hole and then drill my hole. Pilot hole. Drill just a little bit bigger pilot hole. My diameter here is a little over a ½ inch, so it's not quite 5/8. It's about a little over 9/16. So I want to go a little bigger than that with my hole, and then I'm going to use a file and cut out my blanks for these square spots here. See how I did. Could have probably stood to go a little bit bigger than that, but it fits in there. The outside diameter here fits in the hole. I'm going to just use my files and cut these square reliefs into the hole. So this is how it's going. I'm starting with a round file that's coarse, and then I'm going to my square file and truing it up, so squaring out my corners after rounding it. I'll periodically check it. You can see I've trued up the opposite sides here. Oh, there it goes, fits in there. See if I can turn it. I can't really turn it much, but it fits in there tight. Turn it a little bit and it fits in there tight. I like that. Let me go try it in the vehicle. Give it a quick try. Oops. Yeah, I think that's going to work. It's wired up. I'm going to make that into a stoplight, so I'm going to wire my two leads into my negative and then my stoplight wire on my stoplight bulb. I'm going to pull back the wire protector in the harness here so I can get up a little into an area here where it's protected without taking this apart, and then splice into it with a T-splice. I show how to do the T-splice on a video. I'll link to it in the description. So again, I'm just going to T-splice into these two wires, and I've pushed my harness back in there so that when I let this go, my harness is going to cover these two wires, and I've staggered where I'm going to connect to here. So I'm going to solder into those right there. So the lineman splice into my pigtail, and then a T-splice into my harness. Okay, let's refit the tail light. Down there. On the right side of the truck, it's ground, tail light, stoplight, turn signal. It's orange with a blue stripe on it. On the left side of the truck, it was orange with a green stripe on it for the left side of the truck. Again, on the right side of the truck, I'm going to do that T-splice, and I show that in another video. I'll link to it down in the description. I went back and put 921 LED bulbs in the modified area down here, and I'll let you take a look at what those look like. These bulbs may have been brighter if I would have located my bulb a little towards the outside and maybe a little towards the back a little further to get it away from this reflector here. So if I'd have located it back over here, of course there's this rib that's in here and I didn't take that into account. This, well, I guess this rib, I can see it on the bottom here, but if I would have I located it here, if I would have located it back a little further and over here, it would have gotten it further away from that reflector. I think it looks good. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you think this video was helpful, please subscribe.